What is up, everybody? I am Olivia Rondo, back at you again with yet another PolitiBrawl reaction video. Today, I think it's going to be one of my favorites so far because we got one of my favorite people in the White House briefing room. We got border czar Tom Homan, Donald Trump's right-hand man, trying to curb illegal immigration and get all the people who are not supposed to be here back to where they came from. And I think he took down a reporter pretty well. So let's take a look-see, because he's really good at the smackdowns of journalists.
Caroline.
Sure, go ahead.
Mr. Homan, talking about the border wall, can you give us an update as far as how many miles are being built today? And is Mexico paying for it, as the president said they were going to?
Well, first of all, I'll answer that question because I already answered it in my opening remarks. To date, since January 1st, there's been more than 85 miles of new border wall construction in various stages of that construction and planning. The president has made it clear to Congress that we want to see more funding for not just border wall construction, but also to support our ICE agents and our Border Patrol agents who are on the ground facilitating with this mass deportation effort.
So he's clear that Mexico is not going to pay for it? Is that what you're saying?
Let's address that. Trump said Mexico won't pay for the wall. They have in a roundabout way, have they not? Putting 10,000 military on the northern and southern border, taking the action they did remain in Mexico. They didn't have to do that. They're doing it. Putting military on the southern border. Have moved illegal immigration to a record low. We're saving millions of dollars every day on detention, transportation, removal proceedings. We've more than made up for the cost of that wall because of the actions of Mexico. So is Mexico helping build that wall? Yeah, because we're saving so much money, millions of dollars a day, that we can afford to build that wall. So actually, yes, they're helping to build the wall.
John.
Just to put a pause right there. First of all, let me say, I love that Tom Homan does not code switch at all. Like, he talks very casually. The way he speaks is very, like, American guy. Like, he's just very, like, chill and relatable. At least that's how I feel about it. In terms of Mexico paying for the wall, that's actually something that I thought should actually happen. I know that they're paying for it in a roundabout way. They have bowed down on certain things, and they have been working with the Trump administration after the president basically forced their hands. But yeah, I would like to see some dollars and cents. I don't think that was the worst question ever, but I do think that Homan is good at answering this. Let's keep going.
Thanks a lot, Caroline. Mr. Homan, a question for you. You're the border czar. Can you give an estimate as to how many individuals are in the United States illegally? That's number one, and I'm sure you're very familiar with that number and estimate. And the second question is, I have a list that the White House put out of individuals, 100 ICE arrests since the beginning of the president's term, and the people are arrested for various very serious crimes: first-degree murder, convicted of rape, convicted of murder and aggravated burglary, sexual assault of a child. How many of the individuals that are in the United States illegally are people like this, really bad people?
Well, first of all, how many illegal aliens I think in the United States? At least 20 million. So where'd you come up with that number? We've been speaking about 12 million for 20 years. We know we got 10.5 that we know of came to the border. How many don't we know of? I talked about known gotaways at 2 million. How many unknown gotaways we have? Like between the Big Bend sector in Texas, where there's no technology, how many 1,000 people dig across through there? We wouldn't know. We would know now. But, you know, so I would venture over 20 million. But your question is, last count, last I looked, there was about 700,000 illegal aliens with criminal charges walking the streets of this country. 700,000. And that's what we're looking for now. That's what we're prioritizing. Them and national security threats.
You know, let me just say, I thought that the reporters were going to be a lot more hostile towards him, and I don't know who was speaking, so that could have been a conservative or just unbiased reporter there. I think Homan does a fantastic job at answering these questions. He knows his stuff. Like I said before, he talks in a really simple and relatable way. Like, you ask him a question, he's going to give you his direct estimate. He's going to give you the estimate for numbers of illegal migrants in the United States. Looking at him, he strikes fear into me, honestly. Like, if I would hate to be an illegal immigrant right now. The last 4 years under Biden, I would love it. I would love it. Why would you not? I mean, between the migrant hotels, the CBP One app. If you guys don't know what that is, Customs and Border Protection had an app called the One app, where if you cross illegally through the border and you say something like, oh, I need to claim asylum for whatever reason, they give you a free phone with a free app that says, here's your court date, just show up to this court on this date. And allegedly people were trying to track the migrants' locations through these phones to, keep up to date with them and see if they actually would go to their court date. But y'all know how many did not go to their court date? Thousands upon thousands. They would take the phone, they would take the CBP One app and just disappear into America. And like Homan says, those are the known people. How many unknown gotaways do we have? Probably millions. And I was just talking to one of my friends today, and he asked me, how many migrants do you think? And I have a very strong opinions on the border. That's honestly one of my biggest voter issues, is border and illegal migration. And that's pretty much the biggest reason why I voted for President Donald Trump this past election. But he asked me, like, how many migrants do you think are in this country? And I said, honestly, probably closer to 30 million now. So I agree with Tom. It's above 20 million for sure, because we have been using outdated numbers for the past decade. I feel like we've been passing around the numbers since Obama was in president. Like, it's not 10 million anymore. I'm so sorry to say, it's not 10 million anymore. It's not 12 million anymore. It's not even 15 million. I think it's somewhere between 20 and 30 million. And I know I talk about being from Maryland in like all my videos, but where I'm from in Maryland, it has been totally out of control. I'm also from a sanctuary jurisdiction, Montgomery County, Maryland, where local law enforcement has not complied with ICE. Hopefully now in the new Trump administration, they do start complying with ICE. But we've just let, especially Central American migrants and specifically Salvadorans, run amok. And we have an actual MS-13 problem now in my little DC suburb in Maryland. So that's so fun. I love that. We need more Homans. I mean, I hope he has an army of little Homans underneath of him. I think so far he is Trump's best pick, best appointee. And I like several other people in the administration. I just read some stuff about what the Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy is doing. I really enjoy what he's doing. Over at the Department of Justice, I like what Pam Bondi is doing mostly. But Homan is definitely by far my favorite Trump pick this far. And also we're approaching on his first 100 days. I believe his first 100 days are over tomorrow. And every time I talk to people, they say that his biggest accomplishment throughout these first 100 days has been curbing illegal migration, getting criminals out of this country. And this whole business about Kilmar Obrega Garcia, the quote unquote Maryland man, this Maryland husband and father, I don't even think that the average voter gives a crap about that. I know there are liberals posted up protesting in Maryland and protesting in DC, begging for this MS-13 member and accused wife beater to come back to this country. He's not an American citizen. He's a Salvadoran citizen. He's in El Salvador. He's in his home country right now. So I need more of this. Honestly, I need more of this. My only criticism of Homan is that there's not enough of him. I hope he has a ton of little Homans, little mini Homans running around underneath of him and cleaning stuff up. And it kind of sounds like he does, because he speaks, again, like I said, very calm, cool, and collected. And he's like, we're doing it. Where he said where he mentioned the rural areas of Texas where there haven't been cameras before, there haven't been technology. So millions of migrants were just crossing through the border and walking through people's farms and walking through people's property and getting away into the night. That's not going to happen anymore. And I feel like I'm going to, sleep a lot more soundly, sleep a lot more safe, knowing that Homan is in charge of the border, because he's more than the borders are to me. He's like the guardian he's almost like a guardian of America. Like he's standing there at the open floodgates, closing them. So God bless Tom Homan. And yeah, I honestly thought, back to the reporters, I'm going to give them a little bit of props, because I honestly thought that was going to be a lot worse. I thought it was going to be more of a like WWE SmackDown, but instead he was asked some tough questions and he answered them perfectly. So shout out to him. Hope you guys enjoyed the reaction video. Hope you guys enjoy what is happening right now with Homan and the Trump administration and everything that they're doing to curb illegal migration, because I think they're doing a fantastic job. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you think of the Maryland man, Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Let me know, comment below what you think of Homan's answers right here. And I'll see you guys next time on a PolitiBrawl reaction video.